Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I'm Nicole Boone. My guest today, Mike Neff of the Racing Brotherhood Foundation. This foundation, of course, is a charitable foundation, and it helps racers and their families in times of need from racing incidents. Mike, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you doing today?
I am doing great, trying to stay warm down here at the beach. The good Lord teased us for a week there with some warm weather, and now we've been slapped with this cold rain again, and it's not pretty, but the sun fortunately is out right now. We're getting ready to get out of this winter stuff. I've seen some daffodils blooming, so spring is always my favorite time of year, and I'm excited that we have finally made it through winter and we're getting to it.
I agree 100% with everything that you just said. So let's talk about your charitable foundation, Racing Brotherhood Foundation. Tell me how it all started.
How did it all start? In the summer of 2017, Terry Evans, who was a racer at Myrtle Beach Speedway, was riding home from practice on a Friday night with Justin Milliken, another racer, and Adam Fulford and his son Adam Jr. were in the backseat of their truck. They were headed back to Charlotte, where they were from, and it was late at night, and a gentleman ran a stop sign with no lights on. They T-boned into him, and it drives me crazy. I'm around racers all the time, but I can't begin to tell you how many racers don't use seat belts in their passenger cars. And so this accident happened, and Terry was ejected from the passenger side of the vehicle and had a closed head injury. And he ended up at Grand Strand Regional Center, medically induced coma kind of thing. There were good days and bad days, and ultimately, after a few days, he ended up succumbing to his injuries beginning of August in 2017. So the foundation was started to kind of help Terry and Justin especially, but also the Fulfords with their medical expenses, and just kind of help defer that a little bit. But as it grew on, we wanted to perpetuate it and be able to live on Terry's memory and help other people that ran into unfortunate situations. And so we did a charity golf tournament and did a foundation race and kind of built up from there. And I was working at the Speedway at the time. And then when 2018 rolled around, we decided to move me over full-time into the foundation. So since January 2018, the foundation has been my focus. And I travel around to races and festivals and do 50-50 raffles and have a golf tournament, or try to have a golf tournament every year. We do a foundation race. We did it at Myrtle Beach Speedway. We're now going to do it at Florence Motor Speedway. Trying to arrange a golf tournament up in Virginia this year if we can pull that off. And I also sell meat sticks. Being around schools and what have you, I'm sure you have seen country meat sticks sold at schools by their bands and their 4-H groups and stuff like that. Well, in Myrtle Beach, that little group kind of died down and not a lot of people were doing it. And I was friends with a gentleman named Philip Reeser, who was at Blackwater Middle School, that was kind of the guy that ran that program. And he left the school and said, they don't want to continue it. Would you like to? And so I got in contact with the Country Meats folks out of beautiful Ocala, Florida, and I've become the meat stick guy. So when I'm at any of these festivals, you all have this little niche of artisan vendors and crafty people that go to all these different festivals and things, and they all know me as the meat stick guy. And at this point, I think I've sold somewhere around 16,000 meat sticks over since 2018 when we started doing it. And it's something fun and kind of silly to do, but it's a way to raise some money and keep the bills paid and help us help other folks. But ultimately what we do is we, as you said, we help racers and their families in times of need from racing incidents. I mean, stuff happens, and we don't necessarily worry about the national level guys. Those guys are well off and they have the insurance, what have you. But if you have John, that's the local plumber that works 12-hour days and then comes home at night and tinkers on his race car in his garage and packs up on Saturday with his wife and his kids and his 3 buddies, and they roll to the racetrack, and they eat pimento cheese sandwiches out of the back of the hauler while they're chasing their dream, and they're racing in a street stock event that maybe pays $500 to win, and if you're lucky and you get in the top 10, you may get $50,
right,
you know, who knows if that covers the fuel to get there, but they're not making money. They're not getting rich at this. And when the time comes that something unfortunate happens, that's not necessarily planned for. And a lot of times it turns out their insurance doesn't help out with that. And so it's obviously a dream someday that we make this thing big enough where we could cover all the bills when people have something like that happen. But for right now, we help out as much as we possibly can. And more people that we make aware of this thing and the more people that get on board, the more people we can help. And I mean, we have visions going down the road of things we would love to do. My dream is that we get such a nest egg built up that we could establish a charity scholarship. And there's UNOH, University of Northwestern Ohio, and UNC Charlotte both have racing programs. And it would be a dream to have a child every year that gets out of high school go on to college and us help steer them down a racing path and help keep racing alive. Because I mean, that's a real challenge right now in the racing world, especially asphalt racing. Dirt's doing pretty good, but on the asphalt side, that passion's just not really there for automobiles, and getting people interested in racing isn't as easy as it used to be. I always joke, nobody today has a poster of a Prius above their bed. When I was a kid, you had a 67 Camaro or a Superbird or a Chevelle. You dreamed about the day you got your driver's license. Your 16th birthday, you were probably at the DMV to get it. Now there's kids that are 20 and 25 years old that have never driven a car. I can't imagine that.
Right.
I ached for that feeling of freedom to be able to jump in a car and go on my own wherever I wanted to go. And you don't get that anymore. So yeah, we want to perpetuate the interest in racing. We want to help out our friends in racing, because in the end, racing is a huge family. And when something untoward happens to somebody, we all get together and pull it along. So we're here to kind of help this thing along. There's nobody else, at least at the national level, doing what we do. Knoxville Raceway, where they have the Knoxville Nationals, are actually running the trucks there for NASCAR this year. Their auxiliary runs their 50-50 raffle, which is legendary. For the Knoxville Nationals, they run it all week, and the winner gets like $160,000 when they win the thing. It's insane. So they raise money for the Knoxville area, and they help outfit their local racers with safety equipment. There's also a couple up in the Ohio area that help out some folks, but nobody's doing it at a national level. And we've helped people from California to Connecticut and Wisconsin to Florida and all sorts of places in between. And the more help we get, the more we can help folks. So that's kind of why I'm on here beating the drum with you, on top of the fact that I could find any reason I could to get to see you again, since I don't get to see you on TV anymore down here at the beach.
Oh, well, I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate you contacting me, because we do want to help spread the word about the Racing Brotherhood Foundation, because it is so important and it is helping families nationwide. So how can my viewers right now help you? How can they get involved? How can they help?
I mean, there's a bunch of different ways. It's really simple. If you want to just donate money straight up, the website is racingbrotherhood.com.
Okay.
Go to racingbrotherhood.com/donate, and there's a donate button right there. I always tell folks the easiest, most passive way they can do it is Amazon. Everybody shops on Amazon these days, and Amazon does a charitable arm called smile.amazon.com. You go there, it looks just like regular Amazon, but you have the option to designate a charity. And if you pick that charity, any money that you spend on goods and services, your Amazon Prime membership doesn't apply, but anything you buy, anything that you purchase and give them money for, a charity gets half of a percentage point for every dollar that you spend. And
$1 counts.
It doesn't cost anything extra. It's exactly the same as Amazon, but it helps us out. And I always tell folks, there's probably 15 million short track racing fans in the country. Half of them at least shop on Amazon. If half of them, picked my foundation and spent $100 a month, we would be set and be able to do everything that we dream of doing. So yeah, smile.amazon.com, pick Racing Brotherhood Foundation, or if you're really into typing out URLs, it's smileamazon.com/ch/82-4572721.
Well, all that information will be on your website.
It will, yes,
that
indeed.
I have listed in the description today. So as we close, one thing I always loved about the racing community is that I always felt it was all about family, brothers and sisters looking out for one another. And that's exactly what your foundation is doing.
Indeed, that's what we do.
Yeah, looking out for one another. Well, my friend, it has been delightful to have this conversation with you today. And I appreciate you calling upon me to help spread the word about the Brotherhood race or the Racing Brotherhood Foundation. And hopefully, as we continue to spread the message, more people will come on board and help their brothers and sisters in the racing community in their time of need.
It's been an honor to be on. Like I said, I was thrilled when I saw this and had the chance to connect with you again. And we missed you down here at the beach. I'm so happy that you're doing so well up there in the greater Charlotte area. We hope you'll come back down and visit us again sometime soon. But thank you so much for helping me spread the word. I couldn't begin to tell you how much it means to me.
You're so welcome, Mike. And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us. Until I see you again, we hope you have a great day.